Watch Game Kings, The Definition of Game, documentary by joining the Bad Boy membership. Go to badboymembership.com right now and be one of the first people to watch this movie. Official release date, Black Friday, November 27th, 2020.
Having game is a skill, okay? Having game is a skill. See, if game wasn't a skill, or game didn't matter, or game was bullshit and it didn't exist and all this other stuff, right? Then every guy, when it comes to dealing with women, would just be dealing with women. They'd be having the girls they want. They'd be having, a lot of success out here. You understand? I wouldn't be in business, right? So you gotta understand that having game is a skill. See, it's one thing to be in a situation where you luck up on a situation with a chick, right? Because what happens is that some guys can be in a situation where they get a girl, they hook up with some girl, and it happens. But it happened that one time. Maybe it happened twice, but they can't do this on a consistent basis. If they lose that girl they lucked up on, can they get another one? You understand what I'm saying? Can they make that happen again? See, the problem with a lot of guys out here is they want to act like game is bullshit, or it doesn't exist, or it's nonsense, because they don't want to have to come to terms with the fact that if they want to be successful when it comes to dealing with women, they have to have tight game. They have to learn this game. You understand? Dudes is talking about, it's all about looks, and I get it. Listen, if a guy is a good-looking dude, there are going to be some women who are going to be sexually attracted to him just based off his looks, and a portion of those women will throw some pussy at him because of that. You understand? But understand that every guy can't be as gorgeous as I am. I get it. You understand what I'm saying? And understand, though, that there's guys who, some people would consider not so handsome or whatever, or certain women would consider not so handsome, but these guys still get girls. Why? Because they have motherfucking game. You understand what I'm saying? But see, what dudes don't get is that they try to come up with all these these theories and all this other shit, and they trying to put other things on top of it. They're like, well, it's about the money, it's about the status. Like the other day, I did a reaction video off of the Roommates podcast, because they had this dude on there who's a professional athlete. He was basically saying, because of my status, I had, a chick like checking for me, but nothing really happened. You understand what I'm saying? She was just sort of using him for attention. And then dudes in the comment section was like, Mr. Locario, what are you talking about, bro? It's all about status. Like, status is a thing that's going to make girls want you and yada, yada, yada. And you talking bullshit, right? And then so one dude, he said in the comments, he was like, oh, you don't get it? What about that girl who sucked off a bunch of football players? Or not football, was it basketball players or football players? I think it was basketball players. But anyway, there was some girl who sucked off a whole bunch of basketball players in the locker room or some shit. And it was funny because one of the other people who commented, who responded to him, he was like, oh, so you're saying like this prostitute, this whore, who sucked off all these guys. So is that what status gives you? So you want status and you want money, so you can get prostitutes to suck you off. Right now, again, understand that everything is game. So that could be your game. Your game could be, I'm going to get money and status so I can, sometimes get some whores in a certain situation to suck me off. And if that's your game, cool. But understand, you still have to be able to do that. Do you have enough game to become that guy who has high status in order to get whores to suck you off? Right? Either way, you still have to be able to do that. to cultivate that. So if you're using money, you're using your looks, you're using your so-called status, whatever the fuck that means, you still are using game. You're still using a strategy. All game is a strategy. You understand what I'm saying? All game is a strategy. You see what I mean? But understand that based off the strategy you're using, right, then it's going to dictate or show you, you know, what's going to happen to you in that moment or what's going to happen long term. You understand what I'm saying? So, for example, I'm walking home right now, right? I could have taken a bike, I could have taken a cab, I could have taken a bus, I could have taken a train, and it all would have got me home, right? But guess what? I could have taken a train and probably gotten home faster. But guess what? Me walking is actually me exercising. You understand what I'm saying? I'm getting benefits from walking that I wouldn't get taking a train. Now I would get a benefit by taking a train because I'd get there faster, right? But then I wouldn't get the benefits of the exercise by walking. So I can get there either way, and they're each game. But what happens is that you get certain benefits doing certain things a certain way. And see, what happens is that a lot of guys, they think that if they have money or status or looks or whatever, that they just stand around and shit happens. You still actually have to do shit when you got a certain type of status. You still actually have to do shit when you got money and all this other stuff to get girls. You understand? Like, if you have money, right, women aren't just gonna fall to your feet. Like I said, if me and you go to a club or a bar and we walk into the spot, you can have $50 million in your bank account. These girls don't know that. You still gotta approach, you still gotta interact with them, you still gotta do shit for them to even know that you have the money, for them to use you for the money, right? If you have status, and you know, status is something that, you know, it's something that a lot of guys talk about, but usually they're talking about like famous motherfuckers. But let's not talk about famous motherfuckers, because most of y'all ain't gonna be famous. But let's say status in the sense of, let's say you are, I don't know, a doctor, lawyer, you got some high position in your job or some shit, you know, or, you know, you might just be a dude who has status around his neighborhood where a lot of people know you, you popular, you the man around your way, whatever it is. And then you may have women who's gonna fuck with you just off of that, just off of the fact that, you know, them being with you is gonna make them get more attention and yada, 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 right? So they're using you for that. And understand this, women are gonna be using you for things, right? But what is she using you for? So this is what you guys gotta understand, is that when you use money as part of your strategy to get women, they're gonna use you for the money. If you use your status as a way to get women, they're gonna use you for that status, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're using you for sex. See, if you have sex appeal, then they'll use you for sex. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of dudes don't understand this. They think just because you can get sex based off of a situation as far as status is concerned, that means that status or money is the thing that makes you get sex. It doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? Sex is just the afterthought that some woman will do just based off that situation to get to your money and status. So that's still a weak strategy to get girls, because you're not getting girls just because you want them to hang around you. I'm sure you're not getting girls because you want them to spend your money. You're getting girls because you want them to fuck. And so if you're using your status or your money or whatever like that to try to get the girls, right, to fuck you, remember, they're just doing that as an afterthought. But see, the problem with a lot of guys is that their game is so weak, they don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? They want to be one of the niggas in the locker room getting sucked off by some whore, because their game is so weak that they don't realize that getting sex is a low-level benefit in the game. You understand what I'm saying? It's a low-level benefit. What's the big deal about me getting a chick to fuck me or have sex with me and her giving me something that she gave everybody else. What's the big deal? You understand? What's the big deal? Like, show me a dude whose game is so tight that he's able to say, yo, I started fucking with this chick and I got her to help me make 7 figures or 6 figures. You understand? I was fucking with this chick and I got her to do A, B, C, and D. Tell me something outside of sex. That's how you know your game is really on point. Because sex is easy to get. They're giving out to everybody. You understand? That's natural shit. You give out your dick, they give out their pussy. Whatever. But what I'm saying is whether you want just to get sex or you want to get anything else, understand that it is a skill. It's a skill. And the reason why it's a skill is because it's something that you need to know how to be able to do over and over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? That's the part that a lot of people don't get. It's something that you should be able to replicate. So I could throw a chick at you and you could get her and probably hit, but if that fizzles out and it's over, do you have the skills to get another one and get another one and have a team of chicks and get the shit to keep going? Do you know how to do this? This is why it's a skill. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just, oh, well, it's all about your looks. It's not just, oh, it's all about your money. It's not just, oh, it's all about your status and all this other stuff. It's a skill. Can you do this on a consistent basis? You understand? It's just like if in my business, let's say I lose all the money in my business, can I re-up and start over and do it again and get it flowing again? That's a skill. You understand what I'm saying? It's a skill. And dudes who don't have game or who have weak game, what they do is that they try to pretend that it's not a skill. They try to pretend that it doesn't exist, because what happens is that they don't want to come to terms with the fact that they have to learn the skill. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it is. So guys, understand that having game is a motherfucking skill. And if you don't have that skill, you're going to have a hard time in this game.
Click the link below and get your bad boy gear. Get the t-shirts, Submissive Women Are Sexy, Binary as Fuck, and I'm God to these hoes. Click the link below to get your bad boy gear today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.